The year 2020, although a rough year, happened to be favorable for some space projects and events. 2021 would be no exception. This year will be one of the best years in the space because of some top projects scheduled to take place. In this episode, I'm taking you through top 5 space projects that will make your 2021 a great one. But first, subscribe and hit the notification button to get notified for every drop. 5. The Blue Origin's New Shepard and New Glenn. The Blue Origin company led by Jeff Bezos has two main missions planned for this year 2021. The main aim is to send people to space on a suborbital flight aboard the New Shepard launched spacecraft. New Shepard has launched 13 times and now the booster has proven its reliability through vertical landings after a flight that was similar to that of SpaceX. Blue Origin hoped to use the New Shepard to send people into suborbital flights of a few minutes duration as space tourism service. New Shepard capsules reached a maximum altitude of 350,827 feet, that is 106,932 meters according to the Blue Origin. Meanwhile, another bigger project may finally take off this 2021 called the New Glenn, a heavy launch vehicle that's supposed to be more powerful than SpaceX Falcon Heavy. Although we haven't seen much of its hardware, Blue Origin says it is hoping to launch New Glenn before the end of 2021. Blue Origin will continue to run lots of New Shepard missions before strapping human beings to the rocket. 4. The launching of the James Webb Telescope. The James Webb Telescope is a large space-based observatory optimized for infrared wavelengths which will complement and extend the discoveries of the Hubble Space Telescope. It will be launched on October 31st, 2021 and will cover longer wavelengths and light than Hubble and will also have improved sensitivity. The longer the wavelengths The longer wavelengths will enable the James Webb Telescope to look further back in time and see the first galaxies formed in the early universe and also peer inside dust clouds where stars and planetary systems are forming today. Webb will premiere first space observatory for astronomers worldwide and is going to be the biggest and most powerful telescope ever to be put in space. This telescope is 100 times more powerful and has much bigger mirror than the Hubble. It's also going to help us to map our universe and may perhaps help us to find Earth-like planets out there in the universe. 3. The launching of the NASA Artemis 1. Artemis 1 is a planned uncrewed test flight for NASA Artemis program that is the first integrated flight of the agency's Orion MP CV and Space Launch System heavy lift rocket. Artemis 1 was originally named by NASA as the Exploration Mission 1, the EM1 in 2012, when it was set to launch in 2017 as the first planned flight of the Space Launch System and also the second uncrewed test flight of the Orion Multipurpose Crew Vehicle. The mission is planned to take a duration of 26 to 42 days. So the start date will be November 21 with the launch site Kennedy Space Center and the landing site after the end of the mission, the Pacific Ocean. 2. The landing of the Perseverance rover on Mars. Launched July 30, 2020 at 4:50 a.m. PDT, 7:30 a.m. EDT was the Perseverance rover, which is currently on its way to the Red Planet. Nicknamed Percy, is a car-sized rover designed to seek signs of ancient life and collect samples of rocks and regolith for possible return to Earth. It is scheduled to land on February 18, 2021 and will land on the Jezero crater of Mars. Perseverance carries 7 scientific instruments to study the Martian surface at the Jezero crater and also carries cameras and microphones, and is accompanied by a helicopter called Ingenuity, which will help Perseverance to scout 4 locations to study. One. SpaceX Starships. The SpaceX Starship system is a proposed fully reusable 2-stage to-orbit super heavy lift launch vehicle which is developed by SpaceX. The system is made up of a booster stage named Super Heavy and the second stage is named Starship. This second stage is being designed as a long-duration cargo and eventually a passenger-carrying spacecraft. In June 2019, SpaceX indicated that they would potentially launch commercial payloads using Starships as early as 2021. In April 2020, NASA selected a modified Q-rated Starship system as one of the 3 potential lunar landing systems design concept to receive funding for a 10-month-long initial design phase. For the NASA Artemis program, SpaceX Starship seeks to achieve reusable launch systems, space tourism, Earth-lunar transportations, multiplanetary transportations, Mars colonizations, and intercontinental transport. Another rough landing for a Starship prototype, the SNI recently exploded as it was about to land, just like the SN8. It was the second flight prototype of Elon Musk's next-generation Starship rocket, which was meant to eventually send trips to Mars. Things were pretty good until the landing, which ended up exploding. SpaceX still considers this test a success and will continue to gather data for future test flights that will eventually take prototypes to orbit a much future ahead. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a like and tell us which project you really love to see in the comment section. My name is Predan Listo and thank you for watching. Stay safe for a great day. Bye.